Welcome to the girls, and as promised, we're going up with Chief Donald Leshko here at the Southside Station in Hazleton. We are undergoing our training for firewomen, and I could feel us rising up right now.
And I want to say, whose idea was this?
It was
It's a
my
great idea.
but could I change my mind?
So we're going up. This actually goes up 102 feet.
Yeah, we're going up in our 102-foot tower ladder. Now, the one thing is, this is probably the strongest aerial device in the world. It can go up 102 feet in the air. It's a tip load is rated at 1,000 pounds plus because it's stressed double that. So, but what we're doing is you're feeling the bucket leveling out.
I feel it.
And what that's doing is we're rising, the bucket's leveling out. But also this gives you a great platform you can work off of. We can use it to aim water at a fire. And plus, if we have to cut holes in roofs, get close to anything, and also to do rescue. So this is a solid platform, again, and as you can, it's definitely very safe.
So 102 feet, which story house or building can you get?
You can probably get to top of probably almost close to the top of the, as we're using is in Hazleton's, the Marco building, about 8 stories.
About 8 stories, so you shouldn't stay anything above an 8-story.
Really?
Really.
Yeah.
And do you use this to get cats out of trees? I know
Yeah,
they always tell the firemen.
we have used this to get cats out of trees already, and again, like I said, people dial 911 for everything, so we get called for a lot of stuff. We've used this to do a lot of things. We've actually even used it to remove a bell out of a church.
Oh my goodness.
We're still going up.
We're still going up.
Yeah, we are. It's nice and smooth. It's a smooth ride. I have to comment about
we're
that.
Going up. We're gonna, but I mean, actually, it gives you probably one of the best views in the city. You could see out, over a far area, but it's definitely a neat experience, but it's also one of the things is it's a very safe experience. And this is the other thing is no one gets to see the true knowledge of what you get to experience in a bucket like this. It's, usually the only time we're using this is when we got to go and fight a fire with it.
Well, I will say it's a smooth ride, although I'm a little bit nervous. But we have our safety belts on. You have a lot of safety measures that you have for all of the firefighters. Again, you want safety for all of your men and women who are going to be going on to the scene of either an accident, as we said in part 1 of the show, or even a fire, which we're going to be going into a burning structure.
Right, and that's most important. The number one thing is you have to be safe because you're going there to do a job. You can't do your job unless you're safe to help the person that you're there to help or assist anybody. So the bottom line is when you do your job safe, you're there giving out 110% to make that rescue, to help wherever you can, to do that protection, and that's most important. And our famous motto is everybody goes home.
Okay, so when you get on the scene of an accident or a fire, you're the chief. Your job is to coordinate everything.
Yes.
So you have to decide, make a split-second decision as to if your men should go in that building or not.
Right, correct, and that's most important. When we get on a fire scene, your number one thing is our number one job is life safety. Our number one job is to make sure everybody's out of that structure and to do whatever we have to do in the most safest way to make sure every resident's rescued out of that structure. Sometimes, we get there, you have a lot of heavy fire showing. We have to make a defensive attack first. We have to knock some of that fire down because you want to try to give everyone that best opportunity, that best chance to make that rescue, to make sure everybody stays safe and to make sure that you can do your job most effectively and most safely.
Now, I asked one of your other firefighters, aren't you ever nervous or scared going into one of these buildings? And he said, after a while, it becomes your job.
Right, and that's the best thing. I mean, I can honestly say my first couple calls, even working as a firefighter and then becoming as chief, the butterflies get going in your stomach. You're nervous because
like how I feel right now.
Right,
exactly.
And we're going to stop here a little bit.
Okay,
you're good.
Good. I'm good with
but what
stopping.
happens is you got to make a split-second decision, and the decision you make, you got to live with and you got to work with. And the bottom line is, I think in the Hazleton Fire Department, why I'm so blessed is we have a great team. Everybody works together, everybody does their job, and everybody works to the common goal of life safety and working most effectively to support our citizens.
So how often do they train? How often do you practice, in other words, for that? Are you prepared for it all the time?
We try to train all the time. Try to train as much as you can. And it sometimes gets tough. I mean, in the volunteer side, with families, with schedules, it gets tough. But you try to train as much as you can. And even if it's a simple thing as reading an article, you'll get an article to come out in a fire publication we'll hand out, and it's just going over that article and just taking a building or simply driving down through the city. Take a building and you'll say, here's we're going to look at this building. What if a fire happened here today? How do we combat this? How do we make this rescue? How do we do this? Just simple stuff like that. And that goes a long way in getting guys getting guys in sight and mind and knowing what has to happen with the building to make pre-plans and make all that occur.
Okay, so someone out there watching wants to become a fireman or a firewoman. How old do they have to be? What are the qualifications, and how long from training start to finish do they become a fireman?
In the fire service, right now with the fire service, if you want to be a junior fire member, you need to be, some juniors you can start as young as 14. Some departments let that age happen. You can be a junior member, and then once you turn the age of 18, then you can become a full-fledged member. But at that point, you can start your training as a junior, and that continues that 140, 160 hours of training you through the state. It's offered through Luzerne County Community College, Bucks County, does all that training. And you have to take that 160 hours of training, and by taking that training, you're doing training, you're doing hands-on training, you're also getting tested on it too. So you have to pass the test to get that training. But the bottom line is we're doing this because we want to make sure that you're doing your job, that when you're out there to do a job, you're doing it most effectively and efficiently.
Now, we are going to be going into a structure. We are going to be going with trained firefighters. So again, I don't know if I have to be saying this, but don't try this at home. Don't go in a burning building. This is really for a safety learning experience for our viewers. This is something you need to do in a trained environment with trained firefighters.
Right, and the building we're taking you in today is definitely it's a building that we know that as Deputy Chief Mandak will take you in and show you. He's a state certified instructor. He's going to show you. You're in a safe environment. We consider it a safe environment, but it's a safe environment for training. We're showing you the feel, the smoke, the heat, and all that stuff. But it's also giving you the effects of what we're dealing with. What you're dealing with. You got to use your hands for searching. You're in there, and you hear people screaming. You hear noises. You don't know what that could be, but you got to always be a sound mind and just in there to do a job. But you want to make sure that first of all we do training in a safe way, because in a fire, as we always said, things can happen, but we got to always train. We train for those things to happen, to make sure that when we're on a fire scene, we can react quickly and make sure we don't get ourselves into a situation that can cause harm to us or anybody else.
All right, well, I say we suit up and get the show on the road.
I think so too, Janine. I'm ready.
All right, after the break, we'll be going into the burning structure here at the Southside Station with Donald Leshko.
Okay, the part we've been waiting for. Janine and I are going to enter the building and do a rescue and put out a fire. Are you excited?
Let's see if you'll be rescuing me from the building. But in all seriousness, we're with trained professionals, and this is a lifetime opportunity. So thank you for having us, and all the firefighters for being here today and taking their time to take us through.
Now, as you see, you have the gear on now.
Yeah.
I mean, you have the air pack on.
Right,
you have the SCBA on.
It's heavy.
You have the SCBA on now. You have the gear on. So you're experiencing what exactly we wear every day going into these buildings that we have to fight fire. And again, you're in the best hands going. I mean, you have Deputy Chief Mandak, you're in some great hands, you're going to be fine. But this is going to give you a true experience of what we experience every day as a firefighter in the events we have to go through. In going in, you're going in an environment that you can honestly put your hand in front of your face, you're not going to see what's going on. But you're going to be able to use your hands to search, to advance a hose line, to fight a fire, and extinguish and make a rescue.
All right.
It's amazing.
So again, you're going to be seeing us experience going through a burning building. And again, we're with trained professionals here. So this isn't this is a very serious topic. Very serious topic. So let's get suited up and get going. Yeah, that was awesome. I did it. Thank you. Okay.
One more scenario, I'm still real heat.
You're gonna help me, right? Yeah. Okay. I can't see.
I know. I want to get your mom this thing.
Okay.
Listen.
Whoa.
Okay? Now, this is different. The reason why you couldn't see you up there, there's a lot of heat. If you can't see, just take the glove and wipe your face off.
I want to do this quick.
Let's thermal image.
Okay.
You see how you show up?
Yeah.
Alright, you show up.
Oh, yeah, okay. Get her out. She's gonna pass out. She's gonna pass out. Look! I'm good. 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 I just can't breathe.
Because of the heat?
Hyperventilating, yeah.
Take nice full breath. Take nice deep breath. Take your mask off. Hyperventilating. Hyperventilating.
Well, we just got out of the structure, and as you saw the video, it was really a scary moment, probably a moment I will remember for the rest of my life. My mom, when we were in at the top, and I thought she was down, I couldn't see anything, I couldn't see around me, and you start panicking, and I honestly, it's again, controlling your breathing in that mask, and as you're getting more nervous, you're sweating more, and you're worrying about your partner.
Yeah, how about the weight of all the equipment going up the stairs, and then you're trying to hold on to the hose, and there are people behind me, and they were pushing a little bit faster than I was, so by the time I got to the top of the stairs, my hose was like going through the wall, so I had to maneuver myself around. Then when you're saying to stay low, well, once you get low and you have all this equipment on, you can't even move. I felt like I was cemented to the ground. I couldn't get my bearings.
What you guys experienced is definitely a true testament of what a firefighter goes through each and every time we have to go into a burning building. Now you realize you're going up the steps, you have a hose line. Sometimes now you don't only have the hose line, you have a tool with you, because you always want to have a tool with you. You have a hose line with you. You're trying to do fire tech, you're searching, you're using your hands, you're looking, you're trying to find a seat of the fire to put that out. So you have a lot going through your mind. But Jeannie, you brought up a great point, is when your mom went down, you gave everybody a good experience of knowing is when a firefighter goes down to the fire scene. Our most important job is, you right away, as you said it best, is that you got worried. You wanted to make sure your mom was all right. Well, that's as a fire scene. We want to make sure our brothers are okay, but we also have to keep doing a job. And that's why at fire scenes we have RIT teams. It's a rapid intervention team that you're going to call Mayday. If you would have went down, you would have called the Mayday right away. Rapid intervention team would have been automatically sent in to try to locate you and get that person out of the building, to get that firefighter out of that building to safety.
Is that why we had little beepers on our air
And
packs?
that's
And
right.
after 30 seconds,
Yes.
if you're not moving,
That
it starts
sounds-
beeping,
that
so
sounds-
that would let you find me.
That starts alarming very quickly, very loudly. It's called the pass device. That way, if you go down within 30 seconds, that device is going off. And we also have an electronic device on our truck, so we're monitoring that. And we can come in and try to use that as a sending unit to try to find you and locate you. So technology is fantastic in the fire service, but a lot of it also comes to mind, breathing, bottom line is breathing.
Breathing is the key with that mask on. It is really something that I didn't think I was going to be able to overcome because I am claustrophobic and a little motion sickness. But honestly, I'm proud of myself. I kept it together. One of your guys said to me, I'm out of here because my mom left. Mm-hmm. He's like, no, we're going to finish this. Right. And you have to tell it yourself in your head. It's really a mind game. Keep your mind strong. Calm yourself down. You're safe. Calm yourself down. Calm yourself down.
And I think you brought up a great point. You're excited, and that's where we want this to happen. We want that to happen in the training center. We want that to happen there. We don't want it to happen out in real life. We want when you're out there to do your job, you're ready to do your job. And guess what, ladies? You had 5 minutes of crash course of training today. We put you through a 5 to 10 minute crash course.
See you later.
Crash course of training
Have
to learn.
fun, girls. You're safe. You're good.
Deputy Chief Donald Leshko put you through. We're putting bunker gear on, putting SCBA on, putting hose lines on, getting ready. That's why it takes 160 hours of training. You're continuously going over
I will say this.
Doing that.
Nothing can prepare you for that moment when you're scared and there might be a fire or smoke. Nothing can prepare you.
And we knew what we were going into.
You can say, and again at home, as you practice your safety drills in your own house, what are some safety drills that they should be doing at their own home?
Bottom line is knowing that when you get out, stay out. Most importantly, know when to get out, stay out. Know the layout of your floor, your houses. Know to make sure that when you're out, you have a central meeting place that everybody's going to meet at this location. They're going to dial 911 and call for help. And also make sure that if you're in a bedroom, feel that door before you open it. Touch the door, just like we do here. You're going to touch your door with the back of your hand. If it's warm, you're not going to open it.
Yeah.
You're going to go out, try to get another way out. But you want to make sure that you're using your hands. You're also feeling. You're listening. But again, most importantly, is working smoke detectors are our #1 tool that we have. Safety, preaching safety, we can't say it enough. Teaching it, learning it, enforcing it in our children, not playing with matches, not playing with lighters. Again, that's most importantly is that we teach our children. That's why we go to schools when they're in the kindergarten age, they're in preschool age, to learn early and they continue learning throughout the year. I mean, as they get older, as 39 years old, I still do training today as a firefighter. So you're still learning new things, and that's what we're trying to teach in our children to make sure they keep continuing learning, that they know that if a fire does break out, to get help and get out and stay out. Most importantly, to get out and stay out.
Now, you said not too many people will come here today and actually go through this training, but I am, honestly, if you get the opportunity to do something like this, please take the opportunity because it was definitely a learning experience.
And I want to thank, the girls and on behalf, Samsung Productions for all your help in coming here to get this out. The public doesn't see this too often, and they hear us talk about it. It's always the same thing. He's a fireman. He's just saying it. But now we brought you in today, got you in gear, got you into that situation. You have to see it firsthand. That a lot of stuff we're saying is, some people say, oh, that's just all, it's all movies.
I always say everyone else's job looks easy when you don't have to do it.
Yeah.
Well, no matter what that job is.
In our house, when the fire alarm went off, we said a Hail Mary, we said prayers because my dad was on duty. Any fireman that's on duty, even when he was off, because you don't know what you're going to encounter. You don't know if they're going to come back. Every fire alarm could be the last one.
I want to show the guys, though. Did they leave yet? I want to show the firefighters.
And one thing that you mentioned was youth. You do have
well.
some young people here today, too. So you do have second and third generation. You have a lot of interest from the young kids. So they really should get involved.
And again, that's most importantly. You start, it's a great career to get involved in. It's a great career to help people, to be involved in the community, to help. I mean, bottom line is you're becoming a lifesaver. And you can go through your whole career and not save a life, but you know what? You're there to help somebody and make sure that you're there to give that person assistance when they need it the most.
My heart is still racing. I don't think my blood pressure has come down yet, and I really hope that the video that Sam and Tim captured can really show you what we went through inside of this building, but really nothing can get you prepared for it, and it's nothing like being inside of that building. Even though we knew it was a controlled atmosphere and we were with trained firefighters, I was ready to say, get me out of here.
And
get me out of here.
I mean, kudos to your team because, oh my God, everybody knew exactly what to do at every single moment, and they watched out for you from every single
Again,
time.
I say it so much as there's no I in team. I have a great team. I live with a great team. They work with a great team. And I mean, and not only my team, but guess what? Our area is very blessed with some fabulous
Yes.
and most outstanding fire service, EMS agencies, police departments. You do a great job each and every day. They're out there giving their all, and you know what? Any help that you can ever give them, offer them, help them, it goes a long way.
Exactly.
Accept donations at all of the fire departments and stations, especially here in the greater Hazleton area.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
And now they have all the cleanup to do. I guess we have to go wash the hoses.
All right,
Yeah,
let's go wash
just gotta
up.
wash hose and clean
All
gear.
right.
I don't know.
Let's
well,
get going.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you watch us again on ssptv.com anytime. You can watch us all around the world. And you never know where you're going to find the girls, so keep tuning
You
in.
really don't know, do you?
See you next time.